Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my weekly Friday Stamping with Debbie. I'm just going to give it a few seconds for everyone to find me. I'm just trying to find you guys on my iPad. I'll be right with you. So I decided not to attempt to go live on Facebook again. I tried that on Wednesday and there was absolutely no sound to my video. So I did that whole video you guys could still see me creating. So I'm back to Facebook Live until I get it figured out, and I will get it figured out. So tonight I'm going to be using the February 2002 paper pumpkin kit. I'm going to show you how to create all three of these cards that came with the kit using the instructions, and then I have three alternative projects, and all of them are fairly quick except for the last one, which is usually my wow project. So I'm going to get started. I wanted to show you the pretty envelopes that came with the kit this month. Now a lot of times I take the envelopes apart and I use them as designer paper. I didn't really have to do that this month. I just primarily used what's in the kit and then a few other things to go with it. So I'm still trying to get on my iPad. Let me just try one more time because I still don't see you guys. Okay, I can see you guys on my phone, so I know you're there. I just can't see. You know, Facebook is so frustrating lately. I know you guys, a lot of you guys say that your iPads and iPhones freeze up, and that's a Facebook issue. It's not a me issue. So you just have to kind of just sit there and wait for it to come out of freezing when it does freeze. Usually it's not for very long because I watch videos too, and I notice that some of the videos that I watch freeze up. Okay, let's start with this one. It's got the cute little monkey with the hula hoop. And these are all the layers. There's a vellum layer, a couple sentiment layers, and then these cute little die-cut leaves, and then of course our little monkey. Now what I did to make it easier, because when you're using vellum you have to be careful with the adhesive that you're using underneath. So I did as much as I could on the vellum, and I'll show you why. So let me get started first. Now the rich raspberry is the ink that you received with your kit. I always dig out my large pad, and we get these really cool embellishments that I'm going to use. And of course we have a sheet of dimensionals. So I'm going to start out with the dimensionals. I'm just going to put them on the back of the monkey itself. Can you guys hear me okay since I can't see you on my iPad? I'm just going to stand up and look on my phone. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you hear me okay? Yes. Okay, I see some hearts going by. Good. I was so upset when my first YouTube live didn't work out. Now there are some stitching lines across the outside of each of the vellum. There you go. You can see it clearer on this side. So I'm going to go glue my little monkey, whoops, right about there. And by doing it this way, I can actually flip this over. Now you do get glue dots with your kit, but because I'm doing a video, I'm going to do it quicker using liquid glue. I'm going to add the liquid glue right where I see my little die cuts. That way it won't show through after I've glued it down. And then all of these other layers are going to hold it down anyway, so you don't have to worry about putting anything here. I'm going to use this big leaf. That's going to go right here. And then we got this fresh freesia leaf. This is my latest favorite color. Okay, so I'm going to do just that for now. And I've got all of my stamps. Now look at all the stamps we got this month. A lot of sentiments, and then we also have a little leaf, a little cupcake, a little splotchy image. This time I'm going to use the one that says "You Did It." That's going to go right on the circle, and I'm lining up my circle where the blank areas I'm going horizontal. It's going to fit perfectly in there. And then Let's Celebrate is going to go on this little piece of green. Now I'm trying to see what I'm doing. Okay, those two pieces. So now I'm going to glue the big circle on with the dimensionals. They give you so many dimensionals, so I have two kits that I'm working from. And I have all this left over from the first kit that I did. So they always give us a lot to work with. It's going to go right there. And I'm going to add glue on this side, on the left-hand side. I'm going to add a dimensional on the right hand. You already have height on this side, so you don't want to add height again on that left-hand side. This one's going to go right here. Then we've got this little branch. My granddaughter is here visiting with me because it's school vacation, and she made one of each card last night. She flew right by, and she's only 13, so she had a lot of fun with it. Now I'm going to add a few of these in the background. I've got some over here. And then lastly, I got the little, I'm going to use an expression that one of my local customers, she calls this dirt. We're going to add some dirt to the card. Cindy, if you're watching, I'm talking about you. Okay, this is card number 1. Let me go ahead and bring the second one in. You guys really need to stay to the end. I really have a really neat card for the last one I'm doing. Okay, this is one with a little funky, tall, skinny, I don't even know what this is. I thought it was a giraffe. It's a giraffe, right? But it's got these little thingies sticking out. Now, it's really cute. I didn't use this, but I thought this was neat. When you punch this out, look, you get the little shape of a heart that you could use. Okay, again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stick on the vellum first. Using dimensionals, and that'll guide me again with my glue. If you're using the glue dots that came with the kit, you can do the same thing. Okay, this time we've got these leaves. Come on. That's one. That one's going to sneak in behind. Oops, I got a little piece there that needs to come out. I guess I'll need to use my paper piercer. I think my glue's getting low. That's going to tuck right here. And we get this little yellow one. Let's see, I'm going to put that one right there. So, oops. So now I can flip this over. It's going to go on this green card base. And I got a lot of room to work with there to add glue. Anywhere that you see the die cuts, I'm just going to kind of do a circle where the leaves are. We're going to plop that on right in the middle. And we're going to do the sentiment, and that one is congratulations. I hope I didn't smear that. Nope, I didn't. And what I did on this one, because we're going to make sure we don't raise in the middle, I'm just going to put one on each end. And we got to add some dirt on this one too. So this kind of goes at an angle just like that. And where's my little dirt stamp? Oh, did you see that? I'm going to have to add some there. I just made a mess. I just dropped that right on that vellum. But that's fine. It covers it. And then we're going to add some bling. Now, if you do end up, I'm going to have one of my alternatives that I'm stamping on the vellum. Make sure you allow that to dry extra because it takes a little longer because it's non-porous. Let's see, I'm going to add one right there. Okay, and there's card number 2. The only difference is right there where I fixed my little boo-boo. That has been how my week has gone all week. I've had boo-boos all week. It seems like nothing went right that I scheduled. But that's okay. There's card number 3. So again, I'm going to start with the little die cut. I think this is my favorite one. I just love this little elephant. It's going to go right here. And I'm just going to go on my iPad one more time. I still can't see you guys. I'm going to give up on my iPad. I just can't seem to get... I updated it and everything, and I just can't seem to see you guys every week. Okay, this one is 2 steps. Amazing is first. And then you are so amazing. We're going to add dimensionals. And you know, a lot of people seem to have problems with Facebook and their iPads. It really is, I think, it's Facebook and the Apple products for some reason. Okay, this one's going to go right here on the left. And then we're going to slide this under. And now we're just going to glue the leaves. I'm going to start out with the big one. Slide that under. Tuck this one under the banner. And then we get the little tiny green one. I'm just going to lift this up just a little so I can tuck it under there. No, maybe not. There we go. I need to go down just a little more. You know what? I'm going to have to trim that just a tad. It's not... I should have glued this one first. Okay, there's the green one. Add our little dirt. A few of these embellishments. And then we'll move on to some alternative projects. I know some of you guys have already done your kits. And I know some of you guys were waiting to see what I was going to come up with too. Okay, there's card number 3. So all 3 of these were following the instructions from the kit. So let me go ahead and bring out, I'm going to show you one that I did for a blog hop that I'm not doing tonight. So what I did is I did use the monkey with this shape, and then I had him holding his sign. So I just kind of tucked one over the arm and one under, and it looks like he's holding he's got big muscles and he's holding the sign up. So that one is another idea. Let me bring this one in. Now this one is using the leaves. And I went ahead and cut from one of the card bases. Let me give you the measurements in case you want to copy this one. This is 3 3/4 by 1 1/2, and rich raspberry 3 1/2 by 1 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and cut those at a banner, and I always go up in the middle and then corner to the cut and corner to the cut. Same thing on this one. And we've got one banner we're going to stamp on. That's going to be with the happy birthday. Okay, so there's my 3 banners. So now we're going to go ahead and build on the circle vellum. And I started out with the little leaf image. This is where I'm stamping on vellum, so I'm going to be very careful how I'm going to handle this. I'm just going to add 3 leaves. And you can see, I'm going to try to hold it up. You can see how wet it is. It's very shiny. That means it's still wet. Now I ran out of yellow leaves, so I'm using this one instead on this card. Oh, actually, this is the green one. I ran out of the green. I'm using 2 different colors, period. I wish I would have had more leaves to play with. Just want to make sure I'm using the right colors. So no animals on this card. It's all leaves. Leaves and branches. So 3 leaves. Just making a little cluster. And then we're going to glue these in place. And I kind of swapped the colors. I got 2 green and 1 yellow, and this one has 2 yellow and 1 green. This one's going to go right here. I wish I could see you guys. There's 1 green one. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over like I did with the animals. I'm going to add glue where you see the die cuts. We're going to add this about 1/2 inch from the top. And then we're going to layer all of these banners. Whoops. I got glue on my fingers and everything is sticking to me. Okay, this is about 1/2 inch from the bottom. I'm going to overlap that by about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. And this one is kind of going to go in between both of them. And we're going to finish off with some of the bling. Now it's hard for you guys to see the bling on the camera because of course it's kind of an opaque white. Almost the same color as the vellum. Okay, there's card number 2. Full of leaves. Or not number 2, number 1. Number 1 alternatives. Okay, here's another one. Now I don't have the same animal because I ran out. Let me get a piece of paper. And I stamped diagonal. So I'm just going to start. And I do, oh, look what I just did. Hold on. I told you my week has been terrible when it comes to stamping. You'd think I'm brand new at stamping. I'm just going to flip this over and I'll fix that. I'll probably add a white piece to the back. Okay, so I'm just going diagonal. And I know this happens to everyone, but I hate it when it happens to me. Next, I'm going to glue the green. No, I'm not. I'm going to glue the vellum. The vellum is first. So I'm going to actually try to figure out where this is going to go. I'm actually going to glue the head in place. That way I'll know where to put my glue. Here's another little heart. I'm just going to take the backing off the first 2. I'm going to put that on here. And that's going to give me direction on where to put my glue. And now I can take this one off. It's going to sit a little higher only because it's so tall. We're going to sneak this in here. Oh, I should have waited to glue that one. Then we're going to glue the white one. We're not going to stamp on this one. It's going to go right here. And I've got 2 of the little green banners with the happy birthday. Let me find my happy birthday. I'm going to clean my stamp. Now I want to make sure there's no residue on here because I'm stamping one word at a time. So I'm going to very carefully just go right on the edge of my ink pad and do the happy. And I'm going to end up cutting that anyway. I'm going to clean this again. This time I'm going to go on the edge of the pad in the opposite direction just to do the birthday. So I made 2 words out of that. We're going to snip this off. And I'm going to use mini dimensionals on these. Whoops. I've got so much glue on my fingers. Okay, let me bring my card back in. So you guys, we are almost at the end of celebration. So I know some of you guys talked about joining. It's time to do it because celebration is almost over with. Okay, there's, oops, wait a minute. We need the bling. Yeah, it's the best time of the year to join. You guys get to pick $125 worth of any products you want. Pay $99, free shipping, free paper pumpkin. You get to choose 2 additional free stamp sets of your choice on top of that. So it's a lot. Okay, there's alternative card number 2. And I've got 1 more to go. I need to clear my counter a little bit. This one takes up a little bit more room. I don't think I need my paper. I need a lot of layers for this one. This will be my wow card for tonight. Hopefully I get it right. And I do have a little cheat sheet here because I've gone ahead to save time. I've gone ahead and scored everything. Some of you guys will be able to guess what I'm doing when I give you the measurements. Okay, so on the long side, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to bring my scoring tool. It'll be easier for you to envision. So on the long side, you're going to score at 2 5/8, 5 1/4, 7 7/8, which is the line before the 8, 10 1/2, and then you're going to turn it this way, and you're going to score at 2 1/4. Then you're going to need 2 little strips. I can grab them. These measure 3 5/8 by 1, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch on both ends, on both pieces. Okay, I'm going to leave this right here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take off this little strip right here, 1/2 inch strip up to the score line, the smallest end, the shortest end. And this is going to be a tab, and I like to angle my tabs. So I'm just going to cut off a little sliver to angle. Then I'm going to cut on the other 3 score lines to make flaps. And then I'll bring my card in to show you. Okay. Let me bring my card in. Here it is. You can see some goodies sticking out. So this is a box card. You can see all the animals sitting on the inside and the flaps on each one. Isn't that cute? So I used 1 of each animal and just a whole bunch of leaves on it. So let me show you how to glue that together. We're going to add adhesive. I'm using tear and tape just on that little small tab. And I'm going to take a bone folder and just fold on all the score lines first. Wouldn't this be cute in a little baby's room, a little kid's room? That's the first thing I thought of when I saw all these animals. Now we're going to fold the flaps over. I'm going to take the backing off, and the easiest way to glue this down, flip it over, You just need to make sure this is all even. You're going to flip that over, and then you're going to flip that over. And look, there's your box. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and go over all of the other layers. This is from one of the yellow card bases. Let me get my ruler. So you need a piece of basic white, and then one of the card bases measures 2 3/8 by 5 1/4 on both of these. And then 3 pieces that measure 2 3/8 by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these on first. Now the white is what goes on the back in case you want to stamp a sentiment and write a little note. I'm just going to take, let's see, I'm going to find, there's my tab, there's my seam. So I'm going to actually glue that to the back. This one goes on the inside, just like that. And then we get 3 for the flaps. You get a lot of layers, but it really comes together quite nicely. Okay, so there's flap number 1, flap number 2, and flap number 3. Now I need a couple of the leaves. I'm trying to remember where I'm putting what. Let me go ahead and sort these. That goes on the inside of the box. I'm trying to replicate the one that I have. I need another pink one. Okay, that goes on the inside. So now I'm going to add one right here. This is yellow on yellow. You know what? I'm going to save that one. I'm going to swap out the colors. Only because I have yellow on the front. We're going to put this one right here. And I think this was the one I ran out of branches. Yes, I don't see any branches there. So we're just going to do a leaf on that one. I used pretty much everything that was in both kits that I used. Okay, and this one says, "You are so fantastic." So I'm going to do the fantastic first. More towards the left. And then "you are so." And I did add a little bit of dirt, but I'm going to stop for a minute and clean this off. It's filthy. Right there. So if you guys have extra branches, you can see that I added 2 here, but I ran out. It's going to go right on the front, just like that. Now we're ready to do our section. So we have 3 sections to glue to. Before I add my 2 little pieces, I'm going to add, I'm still calling this a giraffe. I think it's a giraffe. A funky looking giraffe. Now her head sticks out, so you don't want to add dimensionals there. So go like the neck down. And what I did is I glued everything in place, and then I added my little dot, the dotted stamp image. Okay, that's going to go about there. Now we're going to add our little pieces. So I'm going to add adhesive to the ends, those little 1/2 inch scored ends. I'm going to fold these over. And that's going to go right flush with the front. Okay, I'm just going to fold that over so I can press with my bone folder. I know you guys probably can't see this on the camera, but I'll show you what it looks. Oh, I just pushed it out. I am so anxious for a new week to start because really nothing has worked out for me this week. I'm going to get it done though. Okay, and then what I did is I just kind of went like this to make sure that it folds flat, and it does. We're going to do the same thing on the back side. You know what? That's where it should be, so I'm just going to fold. Nope, it opened up for me. You almost need 4 hands to do this. Okay, so I'm just making sure it lays flat, which it does. So now what you need to pay attention to is where you're going to glue your layers. It needs, see, this is kind of free up here. So you're adding your dimensionals on the bottom. So I'm going to go like right here across. And that's my little elephant. It's going to go right there. And then our little monkey, same thing. We're going to add dimensionals more towards the bottom. And he's going to go on the left-hand side. Oops, I need to go a little bit lower. Right there. And then I just have these leaves left. Okay, this one already has glue. Again, pay attention to where you're putting glue because you just have the little strip. So I just added a little bit on the bottom. I'm going to put that right there. And this one that already has glue, I'm just going to layer. Okay, so there's your first, the monkey and the 2 leaves. And we've got 1 more leaf to go. And that one's going to go over with the elephant. I'm going to tuck behind that little roller skate. Whoops! That's too funny. I guess I need to press a little longer. Hold on. Okay. And this one's going to go behind the roller skate. I'm going to try to bend this over just so you can see. There's a leaf there behind the elephant. Okay, now how I did when I had everything glued, I wanted to add the little dots. So what I did is I just took a Post-it note so that I wouldn't stamp on my cardstock. And I've got one on each corner. How did I do this? Like that. There we go. I'm just going to hold this. I wasn't sure where I was going to put them is why I did it this way. You could stamp all of your dots first. But just putting my finger behind that holds it. It's flat enough to stamp on. I'm just trying to avoid getting it on my cardstock. So most of you guys probably would do this first. Now I'm going to add 1 more to the back. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do for dots. Now, where did I throw my bling? Right here. And I'm going to add bling. Wherever I added little dots is where I'm adding my bling. And then I also added some in the back right here. I'm going to do 1 more back there. And I'm going to do a couple more than I did on my first card, only because I don't have those little tiny branches on this one. So I'm going to do 3. And then 1 more right there. Okay, there's my box card. So let me go ahead and bring all the cards back in. So there's my 2 box cards, 2 different colors. Here is 1 alternative, 2 alternative. This is one that I did for a blog hop. And then we have The ones that I did following the instructions from the kit. I'm running out of room. Look at all these fabulous cards, these fabulous colors. And I hope you enjoyed my alternative projects. So thanks so much for joining me, everyone. And I will be back on Wednesday on my Stampin' Ink Designs group. And I don't know yet if I have time. I have company all week, so I might just do a Facebook Live again until I can figure out YouTube and get it 100%. So have a good weekend, everyone, and thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.